Hello, in this video we are going to be talking about Venus or the planet Shukra. Shukra is the Sanskrit word for Venus, and according to ancient scriptures, I do not call it Hindu mythology because mythology is a myth, and Hindus believe that the stories from the Puranas are not a myth, they are actually the truth. So I'm not going to be referring it as mythology. So anyways, Shukra or Venus, as per the ancient scriptures, is the son of the great sage Bhrigu. And Bhrigu Rishi was a great sage, and he's considered to be the father of Vedic astrology, whereas he gained his knowledge of astrology directly from the goddess. And Shukra, who was the son of Bhrigu, was taught all the spiritual sciences and scriptures and astrology by sage Bhrigu, more into the spiritual sciences than just astrology. So Shukra, with his knowledge, he went ahead and he became the teacher of the asuras, which are the enemies to the gods. The suras are considered to be gods as per the Sanskrit word, and the asuras are who are anti-gods, who are opposite to the gods. And Shukra or Venus, when he became the guru of the anti-gods, he worshipped Shiva, and he also learned the method by which he could bring a dead person alive through a mantra which Shiva gave him. And through this he was able to revive the dead demons or anti-gods or asuras who were fighting with the gods. And that became a big problem, which of course is another story. We'll go into it in one of our other videos, how eventually the gods or the suras overcame this problem of Shukra or Venus, bringing back the demons to life after they were killed in battle through a mantra which Shiva had given to Venus or Shukra. But yes, definitely Shukra or Venus is a guru of the anti-gods or the demons or the asuras. And this is because Shukra or Venus, it has an enmity towards Jupiter or Guru. And Guru, as you know, is the teacher or the guru of the gods. So because of his enmity with Venus and Shukra went ahead and he became the guru of the asuras or the demons or the anti-gods. So this is how Jupiter and Venus are looked at in a Vedic chart. When they are together in a particular house, there is definitely a conflict, because one is a guru or the teacher of the suras, which are the gods, and the other one, Venus or Shukra, is the teacher or the guru of the anti-gods. So in a particular zodiac, when both are positioned, you will see there's a conflict in that particular house or zodiac, and then the effects we'll discuss as we go along in the videos of what will be the effects. But you know, these are energies which move in the opposite direction. And when I say opposite, because Venus or Shukra is completely Rajasic in nature as compared to Jupiter, which is completely Sattvic in nature. However, both Venus and Jupiter belong to the Brahmin caste, and I mean, there used to be a caste system years ago, hundreds and thousands of years ago, and that was not because of any kind of a racial discrimination, but because the way the way the people of those times had divided the people based on the work which they were allocated. So it was not some kind of a discrimination, but of course, the Brahmins were supposed to be priests, the warriors or Kshatriyas were supposed to be fighters and warriors. Um, the Vaishyas or the merchants were supposed to do business, and the Shudras were supposed to do the work which required hard labor. So it was pretty much divided based on their work rather than considering uh, a particular caste as an upper caste or a lower caste. That, of course, started to happen in the later years. But initially, when the caste system was formulated, it was formulated on the basis of work which was allocated to different people of that particular society. Now, Venus or Shukra is extremely important because, like I had mentioned, that he is an expert in the science of mantras. Why? Because he was the son of Brigu, like I mentioned, the great sage Brigu, who gave him that spiritual knowledge, that spiritual science, that spiritual scriptures, and which of course mantras is a part of that. So Venus or Shukra became an expert in mantras, and more so when he worshipped Shiva, he got that great mantra which is called Mahamrityunjaya or Mrita Sanjeevani, which could bring back a dead person back into life, and he used it in favor of the demons, like we discussed in just a short while ago. Um, Also, another quality of Venus is um, hypnotism. So he is an expert in kind of hypnotizing people, and not hypnotizing in terms of making them uh, go unconscious or something, but he has that power uh, to influence people through his whole personality. Um, so he is associated with hypnotism as well, and alchemy as well. When Venus is strong, it brings a lot of wealth because, see, it's a natural ruler of the second house, which is Taurus, and also it's associated with the opposite sex because it's a natural ruler of the seventh house, which is Libra, and we're going to get into what these houses represent, what the second house represents, and what the seventh house represents, and what all the houses or zodiacs represent in terms of 1 to 12. But the second house is a house of wealth, and Venus is a natural ruler of the house of wealth. And the seventh house is the house of marriage or relationships, um, which is the natural house is Libra, which is also ruled by Venus. So definitely these are the two areas of one's life where Venus is extremely important, or he influences pretty much these two areas, wealth and relationships. Venus is a lover of good smells, beautiful dresses, perfumes, good foods, fine arts, painting, poetry, so on and so forth. Its metal is considered to be silver, but there's a slight disagreement here. Some astrologers believe that the metal of silver is associated more with moon, but since Venus is also associated with white, many of the astrologers also associate silver with Venus, which again, I said that it's a matter of discussion. The gemstone is definitely diamond, no doubt about it. And diamond, as you know, is the hardest gemstone um, on the planet. So, Venus is also associated with strength because diamond and Venus are synonymous. And the day which is ruled by Venus is Friday. Um, there's no discussion on that. There is an agreement by all astrologers and all scriptures and all ancient texts about what day is ruled by Venus. It is Friday, and Venus also rules number 6, and there's no disagreement on that as well. Now, as per Parashara, the description of Shukra, and Parashara is also a sage, great sage, like Brigu, which we just discussed. Parashara is also considered one of the fathers of astrology. So according to Parashara, the description of Shukra is he is a happy person, very happy. He has a splendid physique. And like I said, diamond and Venus are synonymous. So diamond is hard, strong. So that's how Shukra is described as. And of course, the sex of the planet, the energy of the planet, I wouldn't say it's a female sex, but the energy of the planet Shukra or Venus is a feminine energy. And also Parashara has explained Shukra or Venus as somebody with very charming eyes. And we just discussed how hypnotic Venus is. He can hypnotize people with his charm. So he has been described as a person with charming eyes by this great sage Parashara as well. And another important thing is he has curly hair. So when you read a chart and you see how Venus is placed in somebody's chart, by his looks you can figure out what planet is influencing that person most, and if he is influenced by Venus most. And we will discuss as to how to look where the placement is so that it does affect a person's personality just by looking at his chart. But once we start to understand that part, that if Venus is influencing somebody in a very positive way, or it's placed in a very auspicious way in his birth chart, and it's placed in the right degree and the right zodiac and the right place and the right strength, the person is definitely blessed with a beautiful physique and a happy personality, and sometimes he's a poet as well. He's good in music, and you will see that many of those people who are ruled by Venus and will have curly hair. And when I say ruled by Venus, either they're placed in a very auspicious position, or they have some kind of an association with the ascendant. So another thing which Parashara mentions is that Shukra or Venus governs semen, which is the potency of a male person. He has described other planets as governing other things, like Sun or Surya. Parashara has been describing as the soul of all. So Sun is a natural planet which is connected with the soul of all living beings, all human beings especially. And Chandra or moon is associated with our minds. Mars or Mangal is a person's strength. Buddha is a good communicator, so he's a good speech giver. Guru or Jupiter gives knowledge, and Shukra, like I just mentioned, and this is all as per the sage Parashara, that Shukra does govern potency, semen, and Shani, of course, is about unhappiness, but unhappiness in the way that We'll discuss about that in our future videos, how Shani or Saturn is representative of grief. But this is how the great sage Parashara has explained Shukra. The deities of Shukra is Shachi, and Shachi is the wife of Lord Indra. Lord Indra is a Vedic god, which it can be found in our ancient Vedas, and his wife is Shachi, who is the ruler of Venus. And the present-day modern astrologers also associate the rulership of Venus or Shukra with goddess Lakshmi. So Lakshmi has a direct connection with Venus, and but however, as per Parashara, he considered Shachi, the wife of the god Indra, as the ruler of the planet Venus or Shukra. So that ends our discussion on Venus or Shukra, and we will discuss about another planet in our next video.